Going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I know it's not a scheduled time, it's just kind of random, but it's how it is, you know? It's how life is. So I got my easel right here. I'm going to have to adjust where this camera is. So that's the best setup I can give right here. So we're going to just work with it and see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to do some clouds and stuff, I think. I haven't done any in a long time. And it'll be interesting. California is usually where I live. It's like always cloudless. So like this winter, I was able to take some cloud photos. So I got a few. I got some from Tacoma, Washington, some from Oregon, some from Southern California, different times of day. So I got some that are from like the morning, just regular like white clouds that are, and then I have some that are from the evening, more like orangey, warmer type of clouds. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully more people will join in, more than just 12. But if not, I'll paint for 12 people. I don't care. I don't care if there's one person watching. So let me try and throw up a photo here of one of the clouds that I'm going to be painting, just so you guys get an idea. Just bear with me 1 second here. It'll be really quick. Like that. I wish I could crop it in this thing. There we go. So I'm just going to be focusing like down at the lower, where that darkest little point is on the cloud, and kind of upward, just a little bit of the blue sky. So it's not going to be like completed paintings here or anything. It's just going to be, mostly clouds and blue sky. I just want to have some fun and stuff. So. Alright, so I'm going to get started here on this first one. I have some other photos. I have like 3 other canvases here, so I might do these as well. It'll just something quick, Just take an hour or 2 here out of my day and relax and just do some painting. So first I'm just going to start mixing up some colors. So basically the top of the blue sky where it's a little more ultramarine looking, a little more red in it. And then as it goes down, it gets a lot more warmer. There's yellow in it. And it's a little bit lighter, it seems. And then I'm going to mix up the grays for the clouds. There's some warm grays in there. And then the darker bits actually look a little bit cooler. So I'm going to have to look at the image a little larger. Just see what's going on here. So, alright. I'm going to guess everybody can hear me. Everyone can hear me pretty well. Yeah, let me try and zoom it in. I don't know that I can, honestly, but might not be the best quality if it's zoomed in, you know what I mean? And some people like seeing the color mixing, so I'm not sure how much I want to zoom it in. It's not going to be perfect, you know what I mean? This is just how it's going to have to be. Okay, cool. Sound is okay. Yeah, I haven't really figured out a mic for this thing, so it's just it's a work in progress figuring things out. So I know I'm going to need a little bit of white and some blue ultramarine. This ultramarine is really strong. It's really strong. So I usually pick up more than I need at first, and then I have to put some back down because it's pretty strong. So I'm doing this video for one subscriber that watches my videos. He requested this, some cloud studies and stuff, so I'm doing this for him, so shout outs to him. I got some yellow in there, I think. That was an accident. Well, this will be the lower part of the sky, kind of where it's warmer, I guess. I accidentally touched some yellow there, so that's what I'll make that. You know, painting the sky, like the blue sky, it can be pretty tough with a limited palette like this. I'm just using white, yellow, red, blue, and then I have some browns and grays to use. It can be pretty tough getting like that right blue that you need, but it's still doable, and it'll look decent. You know, good. It'll look nice. It helps to mix your colors like this beforehand, because then you get the whole range of colors that's going to be in the painting. Like your whole painting will be down here already. You just have to put it all in the right place. Yeah, the mic isn't that great on this laptop. I'm not sure what the deal is, but sorry about that, folks. Just gonna have to stick with this ghetto ghetto setup. So that's probably the top. You know, maybe there's probably, I'm gonna gray it down a bit actually. Probably gonna gray both of these mixtures down, because then I'll get more harmony. Adding just a little touch of gray in my mixtures. It'll look more natural. So now the clouds, I mean, it's really simple. It's really simple, I think, from what I'm looking at here, the photos. Some warmer highlights in the cloud areas, and then darker bits. They look a little bit cooler. There's also some warms in there. Little tinges of like yellow, greens, things like that. So let's mix that up. So I'm just going to get a bunch of gray, or brown, gray, brown, whatever. Any color can be gray, you know what I mean? Gray is just not saturated. It's just a dirty color. So this part's probably boring because you can't really see a whole lot of it. More focused on the canvas here, but let me get painting here shortly. But this is really the important step, because if I do this wrong, the painting is going to be not as epic. So I got to really make sure I'm doing this. Make sure I get some things right here that need to be right. But anyway, maybe later on I'll have you guys, if you want to request some videos that you'd like me to do in the future, that would be great, because that would just help me out a little bit, and then I would be able to help you guys out with whatever you need help with, whatever you want to see. And I'm not talking live stream. I'm just talking any type of video. I like taking requests and just doing what people genuinely need help with. Because that's the important part, is connecting with you guys and just seeing what you guys want to see. You want to see like epic adventure videos? I'm thinking about having my girlfriend film me and me just going through the whole plein air setup. Like here, I'm packing my stuff. We're going out to a location. I'm gonna paint the sunset. She's gonna film the whole thing, and just have an epic video, you know. So more stuff like that, I think, would be pretty epic. And I just want it to be entertaining. Have some fun with it. Be entertaining, and make a tutorial about how to draw clouds on a sunset sky. Yeah, I can do that. I'll do that here today. I mean, I have some clouds at sunset. You know, we can play around with it. It all depends on what you're going for and what photos you have, what scene you're going to be. You know, every sunset is different. They're all different. So, okay, what more do I need? I got that color, that. Some different grays here, some highlight color. I need some highlight. So mostly white, little tiny touch of yellow. You know, I usually like the very brightest highlight. I don't gray it down as much at all. So there's the brightest. It's like a white-yellow mixture. You guys can't really see that here, but you know, maybe a little too yellow, but I can add a little more white to it. So there's just, you know, it's figuring it out. But I can't totally figure it out until I start painting. So I'm gonna do that here in a minute. I need a cooler shadow, so a little bit more blue and some of this gray that's here. So blue and gray. Just getting a dark, cool gray mixture. You know, when it comes to clouds are really important. This is where color temperature really comes into play. I mean, color temperature is important for all the paintings that you do, but clouds, you can really see it. You can really see the temperature difference. And when I say temperature, a lot of people, they didn't understand that. Like I made a video called The Importance of Color Temperature. And there's a few people that didn't understand like what I was talking about. Because most people think, okay, color, there's only value, how light or dark it is, the chroma, the intensity, and the hue. Like is it red, yellow, blue, orange? That's basically what color temperature is. It's basically the hue of it. It's just a different way to think about it. Is it warm or is it cool? Is this color warmer than that or is it cooler than that? And that'll help you. That helps you kind of determine. You know, it's just another aspect of color to play around with. So. Yeah, I don't know if my girlfriend would be on camera, but she'd be behind the camera. So. But no, it wouldn't be a live stream. I can't live stream a plein air video. It would just be an epic like adventure video. You know what I mean? But anyway, just getting my brushes here now. So I usually start out, there's a little bit of thinner on the brush, and I start out painting a little bit thinner in the beginning. So basically I'm gonna figure out where are the parts of the sky and where are the clouds. That's really what we gotta figure out in the beginning. So I'm gonna start out with the sky color, or what I think will be the sky color, because I may have to tweak this blue. I'm not 100% sure on this blue yet, but it's as close as I can get it at this stage in time. So I'm going to keep it kind of thin, because then I can just wipe it off if it's wrong or just paint over it a little bit thicker. Oh, that is dark, huh? That is really dark. It looks so much darker up there, but it's tough when you start out like that and you go, whoa, I did not expect that to happen. It could be the lighting I have here. I'm not sure. It looks a lot brighter on the screen. I'm gonna stick with it. I can fix it later. Later as in a few minutes, but I think it might be right, even though it looks dark. I think it looks dark because of the white canvas. That's something that can be difficult in the beginning. We'll see if I need more white in the mixture, but I'm gonna stick with my gut here and just keep it. So as I'm moving down the sky here, I'm dipping into the other color, sky color, that has more yellow in it, and this may need more white in it down here. Make sure there's no glare. Okay, we're doing pretty well. Now I don't have to paint the picture exactly. I mean, I'm just it's just a rough, the photo is just a reference. That's all it is. It's just showing me, okay, here's what clouds look like. This is what it is. And then I can kind of go from there. Like, okay, maybe I don't want the cloud to be that shape. Maybe I want to break it up or do something different. I can play around with it, See, I can just change things if I want. But it's all fun. It just depends on what you want to do. So right now I'm kind of painting like the negative shapes of the cloud, if you want to think of it that way. Trying to keep the edges soft, so I'm just scrubbing it a little bit. Oil paint, it's real easy to keep the edges soft like that. Acrylics is going to be tough. Acrylics are a lot tougher than oils, I think, because they dry a lot quicker. So the tone shifts, the value shifts. It's just a lot different. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. Okay, let's get back to it here. Don't want to bore you guys to death, so let's. I'll probably paint in some of the buildings down here just to make it interesting, but I'm not gonna. That's not my focus, so I'm not gonna. I'll worry about those later. They may end up just being like shapes, like real quick, gray type of shapes. So that's pretty much it. That's about it. There's the negative sky. I really think that blue is going to look different once all the clouds are in. So I'm going to start. Now here's the thing with these clouds. I could either start, you could really, painting is you could start wherever you want. Painting there's no like perfect way to do anything. I just go by feeling. Where should I start? Should I start with the darkest area? Should I start with the middle gray? Should I start with the highlights? I usually don't start with the highlights. I start with either the darkest area or a middle gray. In this case, I think I'm going to start just a little bit darker in the dark area because there's only like one big dark area. And then I'll move into the middle grays and then do the highlights last. So that's my plan of attack here. So it's always good to kind of think that out first. And the size of the canvas is 6 by 8. 6 inch by 8 inches. 6 inch, 8 inches. It doesn't really matter. You can paint it how large you want, how small you want. That's what I have on hand, and it's a good size for doing stuff like this, doing real quick paintings. I like doing small, quick paintings. That's just my thing. That's what I like to do. That's what I figured out I like to do. I'm making this dark mixture just a little bit cooler here. I kind of see that it needs to be a little cooler, I think. This dark mixture, actually, it might be too dark. So I'm going to add just a touch of white. because I know once I put it up here, it's going to look really dark. See what I mean? It's really dark. And the value of the actual cloud isn't that dark, I don't think. So I may have to lighten everything up, all the mixtures I just made, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, somebody's calling me. Give me a second, guys. Hello? Yep. Oh, when? What time is that? Okay. I'm live streaming right now, so okay, I'll try. I'll do it. So like between 12 and 1. Okay. All right. Bye. Bye. Sorry about that, guys. Phone call from my girlfriend. She's at work, and I got to bring her something a little later. So anyway, back to the painting. Sorry about that. Okay. Like I said, so I had to lighten up all these mixtures that I made, I think. Because it doesn't look that dark in the photo. So this is the darkest part of the cloud. And I know I can go back over this and lighten it up with a middle gray if I need to, and I think I'm probably gonna have to. But I'm just indicating here kind of just a guideline of where it's gonna be. All the dark areas is gonna be. So it's still too warm. More blue, more white. Kind of looks like a mess right now, but trust me, it's going to come together. Paintings look like a mess in the beginning. It's just going to happen. You know, that's what's going to happen. And then it gets warmer up here. There's a warmer area of shadow. See, when you start a painting, you got to look at the larger shapes to begin with, and then you just start working toward the smaller and smaller shapes. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just looking at the whole of it, the large shadows. I know I'm probably scaring some people away because this doesn't look like anything, but trust me, it will. So now I'm going to move into the middle grays because that'll start pulling it all together, I think. These are kind of warm. I have them mixed up warm, so it doesn't look middle gray. Need some more white. I'm actually running out of white. Anybody have any questions so far about anything, what I'm doing? Like, anybody doubt what I'm doing? Like, does it look like it's not going to work? Like, nobody's really saying anything in the chat, so I'm just wondering what you guys are thinking. You got me on the edge of my seat, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to keep all these edges kind of soft. Like inside of this cloud, it's very like fluffy and soft, and it's like a teddy bear, you know what I mean? It's just really soft. I'm just slowly, I keep lightening it up, and putting lighter values on here. Man, why does this look so dark? Am I really painting that dark? No, I don't want to get as bright as that highlight. Struggling with the values here. Honestly, if I'm going to be honest with you. Struggling with the values a bit. But that's alright. I'll just keep it moving, keep going. I mean, the canvas isn't even like filled up yet, so I still got a long way to go to get it where I want it to go. You know, what I could do, I thought about this a few minutes ago, what I could do to make this a little easier technology, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try to cover the canvas now, and I think I'm going to put some highlights on just as a guide, just to guide me through this a little better, because I'm struggling with the values, so I want to get that range down. It doesn't help that I haven't painted in a few weeks, so luckily I'm going to do, this is my first canvas out of like 3 or 4, so we'll do some more cloud paintings here shortly. This is just a warm-up kind of, so we'll see how it goes. So check it out. I'm going to, okay, throw it on the highlights now. This is where it should start popping out. This is what's going to make a difference. So I'm just looking at my reference photo really quickly and just seeing where are the bright spots on this thing, where are the highlights. Give me a second, guys. Let's see if this helps at all. 1 second. Ooh, that doesn't work, huh? Does that help at all? No. Let's try that. Sorry about that. It's hard with oil paint. It gets all, get a bunch of glares and stuff. I just need a little more light. I need to see what I'm working with here. And in a minute, I can go back into the sky now and kind of reshape some of the clouds, reshape the sky. Oh, excuse me. Allergies, man. Yeah, I think it's starting to take shape a little bit now, I think. Yeah, you're right. It's getting there. This sky needs to be a little lighter down here. I'm gonna put in the buildings as well. That'll help it, kind of come together. I think I made the clouds a little too brown looking, but too warm basically. But it's not. I'm not like crying about it. I think it's okay. Um, so now I'm focusing on smaller and smaller shapes. I'm seeing, okay, where are these highlights? Just throwing them on there where I see them, and just taking a quick glance at my reference photo. Um, I don't want to sit there. I don't want to sit there and stare at it. So some lighter areas in here. A lot of movement going on there, huh? A lot of. It's kind of busy, but it's okay. Just cleaning off my brush. I'm gonna hit the buildings down here and just do some large shapes. And that'll just help me get the values a little bit more correct, I think. So, if I can get the values correct, let's try it. Let's try it. So there's a building coming up over here. And that building, is it lighter or darker than the sky? I can't tell. Hold on, give me 1 second. It definitely has some darker areas. So. Man, I feel really dumb. Hey, go, stop. My cat's pawing at the door. She wants to go outside. She's not allowed to go outside though. Not without me. She likes to go out on the balcony and just bathe in the sun and try to escape. A building back here. I don't want this one to take too long because I want to do some other ones as well. But I can see how I need to adjust the values a bit now. By the way, this photo is from Tacoma, Washington, in the Northeast. Just in case you're wondering, it's right outside of Seattle. Lovely little place. Windows, I don't really care about the windows, but they're there somewhere. So now, I know that we need still not getting brighter. When will the next live stream be? I have no idea. There's no way I can keep a schedule for it, honestly. No way. It's just impossible. Yeah, see, that's the thing. My sky is darker. This value right here, I can't make it any lighter. That's as bright as the paint goes. So that's the thing with painting from photographs, and especially in front of a lot of people, is that they don't understand that you're not going to get it as bright as this photo. It's just not going to happen. Can't do it. So you have to adjust for that. You have to see, really, I should just get rid of the reference photo right now and just make this, I'm going to start focusing on the actual paint and the painting and making it look like a pleasing painting. Because some people, they get caught up in the reference photo, and it just, they're like, oh, I got to make that brighter and brighter, but you can't do it. It's not going to happen. So that's the unfortunate part. But with this limited palette like this, it's not even worth worrying about. So I'm going to get a little bit more like saturated blues up here, way at the top. And going through here. little bit of blue peeking through back here, so I'm going to suggest that lightly. Hmm. I'm basically just getting the darks in here so that it makes the sky look lighter, because there's actually a lot more darks in the building now looking at it, and so I'm just kind of placing those in there. I'm not getting real detailed about it because this is really my focus area, but I'm just trying to get like a separation and get that figured out. So it's starting to come together. I mean, it's just, maybe I shouldn't have the buildings in here at all, but it just depends. That's why it's called a study, because you're just playing around. You're figuring things out. I mean, that's just how it is. Um, so I'm going to get a little bit more blue down here in the sky, because it's almost the same exact value as like the highlight on the clouds. So it's actually important that I get some blue back down here, even if it is a little bit darker. But the highlight in the clouds is actually, I think, is brighter than most of the sky areas. So you think something like this would be easy because there's not that many different colors. It's just, blues and gray and whites and stuff. But there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different little things going on. And what I can do now, since mine is kind of really busy compared to like the photo, there's some areas where you can just kind of blend things. You can blend things together and just it'll soften it up, and that'll help it just look less busy. I kind of like the painterly type of look, but in some areas, I mean, it's good to, since I am painting clouds, so. See what I mean? You can kind of, it simplifies things a bit. But you do have to go back in sometimes with some more highlights. Too much yellow. That yellow is strong. So I just try to work it back and forth, darks, lights, darks, lights. Now I'm going back into the lights and trying to make these pop. Can't say this is like my best work ever, but it's an honest effort. I think I'm gonna jump into the next one here shortly and just see what happens with that one. But it's been fun. But I don't know how much more I want to paint on this one, just because it is what it is. Let's see. Just trying to see some differences between mine and the photo. One thing I don't like is the straight line all the way across here. It's too dominating. So I think I'm gonna try to alter that a little bit. I'm gonna try. I think over here it should just tone down more. Maybe have some more lights coming in. Just kind of break that up, and even here, soften that a little bit more, and more of the contrast should be back here. So what I can do, go into that dark color there, remix that dark color, and move it where I want it. I want the contrast like back here. See what I'm saying? Instead of it being over here, kind of right next to this building, kind of have this being there and then the contrast being over here, the high contrast. It's not going to stay that dark, but that's my point. That's what I want to say with this one. And actually, I can bring some of that dark just up here and across here. So like I was saying earlier, it's like just balancing the darks and lights. Sometimes after you put a bunch of lights on, the highlights and the midtones, you go back into the darks, then you go back into the lights. You just keep reshaping things until it looks the way you want it to look. So now I can lighten this up just a little bit. But see what I mean with sometimes you have to just get away from the reference photo and just go with, okay, what's going to look, what do I like about it, what's not working. Maybe this building is too tall, maybe I want it shorter, so I can shorten it, or I can make it taller if I want. I mean, I can play around with these shapes. I can put more blue sky in instead of so much clouds. I'm going to do that right now, actually. Instead of so many clouds up here, I can just carve away some of these clouds and put more blue sky shapes in. I don't know how it's going to look. It's just something I'm just playing around with. So I hope this was somewhat interesting to see how you can do it. I still have a lot more to go. I can add more highlights back in here. I can add a little bit of blue sky. This is a really big mass of clouds, so I can add in like areas of like blue sky in here and reshape it. I can have blue sky kind of cut in over here. Just try to make things more interesting. Like, what's going to make this more interesting? What can I do to create more interest? I can have the sky cut in here a little bit more. there's a lot of different things I can do. So. And I can add more highlights if I want. I'll go back into the highlight color, remake the highlight color, remix. And now I can get even brighter with it, go almost straight white. And just try to get as bright as I can. And I can just, place that in certain areas. You don't want to overdo it, but kind of some key areas. And you can just get different shapes and things and different things happening. A little bit of highlights here. Just different cloud shapes. And down here. Just taking a step back and looking at it from across the room, and I'm pretty happy with it. It looks pretty good. I'll show you guys a different angle real quick. Let me see what you guys are saying. What brush am I using? I don't know, man. I'm using a flat right now. It's a number 4. I used it for this whole painting. It's kind of got some hairs in. Number 4 flat. You can use a filbert. You can use whatever you want. You can use a round. Does not matter. You're trying to get into sketching. Any tips? Yeah, start sketching more, man. Get a sketchbook, get some pencils. Start sketching what you want to sketch. What do you want to draw? What are your goals? Start thinking about all that stuff and do what you want to do. Am I going to blend the sky? I mean, what is there to blend? I don't really... Yeah, I kind of like it being like more painterly. It's a small painting, so I don't want to over blend it and all that stuff. No, I don't use any medium other than like paint thinner at the beginning. And anyway, let me show you guys a different angle, and then I'll start another one, and hopefully I'll do better on the next one. So it looks a lot different. Hold on. So there it is. See it from all angles. Bunch of glare. And darker, darker. Other way. There you go. So. Now I need to find somewhere to put it. Breakfast. Fruit smoothie, baby. Alright, so check it out. I'm going to do another one here. It's blank. Boom. No magic tricks here. Although I do feel like a magician sometimes, you know what I mean? Alright, ready to go. Let's find another image. Give me a second here, folks. You're going to have to stare at my face. Let's get rid of that image. Gone. Let's try another one. That's a good one. A lot of these, I mean, there's just clouds everywhere, so I'm trying to find some that are different than what I just did. I have some that are like really in the evening here. Let me try and find some. Oh, there we go. There we go. Let's see which one's better. That one's better. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna load it on here. Image. Desktop, clouds, last image. Okay. I was actually driving when I took these, but I had someone else in the car with me. But we were stuck in traffic. We were going like 5 miles an hour, and it was just epic, epic sunset. I mean, these were really cool clouds because it was really warm. The sun was going down. It was really warm on the clouds on the light side. And then, as you can see here in the corner, let me try and blow that up. Down here, see right in the middle of the video there, the shadow side of these clouds, it was like this really cool purpley blue. It was just unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I was like, wow. And the photos just don't do it justice because it was so epic. It was so epic. So I'm going to just try to paint some like orangey clouds like this and just see where it goes. I don't really have a lot of good photos. I thought I had more. I thought I had better photos, but I don't really. So it is what it is. Hashtag it is what it is. You know what I mean? Okay, just reading some of the chat here. Is it morning for me? It's noon right now. It's 12 o'clock, noon. Do the bike ride photo. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that one after. Maybe I'll do that one after this sky one. I'll do the one that photo I just took the other day. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, I'm gonna start because you guys aren't saying anything interesting. I'm just kidding with y'all. Okay, where do I go? Where do I begin? Ugh. You guys are ruthless, man. You don't let me take a break. I just painted for like An hour. On to the next. Oh, I gotta see the photo I'm actually painting. There we go. So yeah, I mean, this is, I'm not gonna I'll pre-mix a little bit. I kind of already know, since that painting I just did, I kind of already know a lot of the values I'm gonna get. But I'm just gonna mix up all that paint I just had left over, and I'm gonna make that into a gray. That will help me out for this painting. Alright, I don't have all day here to spend with you guys, unfortunately. I have to take a break eventually and drop something off to my girlfriend. So I'm just going to paint this one, and then we'll see if I can do one more. And or I might have to like take a break, cut it off for 20 minutes, and or just keep it running and then come back and start another one. We'll see how it goes. If I can do these quickly and stop talking, you know, we'll be in good shape here. So I'm gonna get that orange color. That's the key color here that I want to get, is that orange color of the clouds. So how do you make orange? Yellow and red and white. It's almost a pink, it's a pinky pink type of orange. So I want more red in it, I think, and white. It's like a salmon color almost. Real beautiful color. Probably gonna need more than that, but it is what it is. I'll just keep it. I'm supposed to be wearing my apron, but forgot about that. Okay, blue sky. I know how to mix that up. That's easy. Some blue. A little bit of gray. Let's try to keep these clouds clean. Last time it was a little muddy. It was a little dirty. These are going to be, I'm going to try to do it better now. I'm a little more warmed up. Blue sky. A lot of blue sky in this one. I like that. Dark gray value for the shadow. That's cool shadow. It's like a purpley shadow. Almost ready here, folks. Almost ready. All right. I'm going to start out with this. I think it's a 1 inch. A little more than an inch. I'm going to start out with this for the blue sky. I want to get shit done today, you know what I mean? This is how you do it, so. It's fooling me again. It looks really dark. I know it's not. I know it's not. Looking down here, it's a lot lighter on my palette. So. I don't really want like a square cloud. I don't know what I want. Oh, that's ugly, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to start out with, I'm not sure. It's going to be, the clouds are tricky, I think. I'm thinking about it now because if you look at all the cloud area there in that photo, there's no really dark in those clouds. That's what's tripping me out here. So, but there is a really dark in those trees right below the clouds. So that's kind of my reference point to go, okay, those clouds really aren't that dark. You know what I mean? So being able to compare it that way is very helpful. So what I can do is mix up a really dark color on my palette. That way I can focus, see all my other color mixtures and compare it to that really dark. Then I'll know where I'm at, you know what I mean? So you see that really dark color there? It's almost the same as these. But now I can compare my other mixtures and go, okay, I think I'm in the right range for where I want to be. You know, I was thinking that shadow was a little too dark, but it may still be a little bit too dark, but it may not be. But I'm going to add a little white just because it probably is. So check it out. You just start out. It seems dark, doesn't it? Whew, it's looking pretty rough. Yeah, that's right. My main focus right now is just color. I'm just trying to get the color going. I'll fix the shape a little later, so I'm not like freaking out about like how the shapes are wrong and stuff. I'm not concerned. I'm working on value and I'm working on color. Yeah, sometimes I do start with an underpainting. There's sometimes where, but for these cloud ones, I figured, what's the need for an underpainting really? I mean, it probably would help me with the drawing aspect of it and all that, and just planning out the whole composition. But yeah, sometimes I would start out with like a raw underpainting and stuff. It just depends. Like I just approach everything fresh. I don't even really. I just everything's fresh. This one's pretty rough, man. I gotta fix the shape of this. It's driving me nuts now. I'm running out of white. Check it out. So, man, it's really hard getting this blue sky the way I want it. Everything just looks so much darker on this canvas. I'm trying to keep it simple. Just keep it. I don't want to complicate things yet. trying to make this cloud shape a little more interesting. I don't know, I'm not really like loving this big blob, even though that's kind of what it is. I don't really want that. I need some more sky holes down here. Okay, getting somewhere, getting somewhere. I think you guys are getting a glare or something. Okay. It's tough not getting that full range of values. Like, I feel like I need to put some of those darker trees in there. I don't want to, but it's tough. It's tough working with just those really close gray values. Just need to trust myself. I need to simplify these shapes more. So right now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, what's the deal here? This dark shape, same size as this light shape. That's what's wrong. That's what's not going on. I think I'm going to stretch out this light shape or make this dark shape just go all the way off the canvas. I also need to redefine the sky a little bit. Here, got a little dirty. Just takes time, paintings just take time. It takes time to figure out what's wrong with it. And what you need to do to it. It's tough because the sky values and the cloud values are so close. It's really tough to see anything. I think I know what I want here. I want a little bit more sky, less bottom clouds. Let's get some separation between the same sizes here. You need variation, and when things are all the same size, it's not going to look good. This one's coming together a little more slowly than the last one, I think, but I'm not going to sweat it. I don't even know if it's you know, it's not meant to be like a pleasing painting, really. It's just not going to be a pleasing painting, just the composition of it, just the way I did it. It's just not, you know what I mean? It's not going to be like a scene like the last one with like buildings and stuff. This one's just, you know, trying to get the values right, getting the cloud shape, you know, playing around with cloud shapes and getting the values and stuff. I'm gonna experiment because why not? Now I'm kind of taking the challenge of, can I make this an interesting looking painting? So this is where I turn away from the reference photo because it's just not doing anything for me anymore. It's not getting me to where I want it to be. So I got to make something pleasing on the canvas and not worry about the reference. The photo is just a reference, you know. Try not to copy it that much. That's a little too dark. That's all right. It'll work. We'll make it work. Thanks for watching, everyone, all 14 of you. I know people are kind of checking out because boring painting, but whatever, dude. Or people just have other things to do. It's no big deal. But I appreciate the guys that are, and gals that are staying, just checking things out, seeing where I'm going with this crazy painting. Yeah, sunsets can be pretty difficult. I mean, it's all just about getting the colors correct and the values correct, and making some interesting cloud shapes, or trying to, and seeing what you can come up with. You're not always going to get a good one, you know. But it is what it is. You just do your best with it and move on to the next painting. And some interest over here, I think. like another cloud coming in. Something. More stuff going on. So it's kind of evolving. It's pretty interesting. I don't know how much longer I'm going to paint this one because I'm going to mess with this line here. I think it could be a little more interesting. Try to make it a little more realistic. So I'm going to use some of the sky color. Anyway, you guys get the idea. I think I like it where it is. And I want to do another painting. It's going to be a little different, but more of a sunset scene. And one I think I'll be able to do a lot easier than these clouds. These clouds are tough, man. I haven't painted many clouds, but just wanted to give it a shot here today, see what would happen. So anyway, yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock. I got to get ready here shortly, but I'm going to do one more quick painting. Came out all right. It's not horrible. It's not like the ugliest thing ever. All right, you guys ready for one more? One more. Just have to find it. Give me 1 second here. Just searching on my computer. Ah, where did I put it? Desktop. There it is. Let's do this one. It's not clouds, but it'll do. It'll do, you know what I mean? Let's do a small. It's probably gonna be cropped on the bottom a little bit, more like that. There we go, folks. That's gonna be the next one, I think. Thanks for tuning in. See you later. To whoever just left. Last one here, folks. Let me finish strong and redeem myself. And I'll show you guys a little bit different method of how I usually start. Most people watch my videos already know this. Oh, let me. You guys aren't even gonna be able to see it if I'm not showing you. Oh, let me get that photo open. I'm trying to paint it. I don't even know what photo I'm using. Let's see. Where is it at? Okay, there it is. One second. Gotta love technology. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, this is a cool picture. I took it. I was on a bike ride the other night, and I've been watching the sunset almost every night, and it's just been amazing. And this street is actually, it's a bunch of $1 million homes right up the street from my apartment. It's like a minute bike ride, and it's funny. I'm the only one outside. I'm the only one like outside enjoying everything. All the houses look empty. Nobody lives in them. I mean, people live in them, but like they're working all day. Nobody. It always looks like nobody's home. Nobody's there. And it's just like, man, you have $1 million house and you're not even. You can't even live in it because all you do is sleep in it and eat in it. But watching the sunsets every night, it's epic. Anyway, I'm gonna start this. So I start out with a sketch. I'm going to start out with a sketch for this one because the composition is kind of critical. So something like that. Angles are probably a little off, but it's not that big a deal. Whatever. So I'm focusing on the larger shapes. This whole area is dark. There's a tree here. But really, I mean, this whole area back here, shadow. Of course, the sun's shining through right back here, but the rest of it is just shadow. And I could have done this with the cloud studies and just really mapped it out, but, you know, I didn't really want to. Didn't really care to do that. Check it out. This whole thing's almost shadow, really. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hoping it comes out right. I'm not going to get really detailed on this side with all the houses and stuff. Not going to be my focus. Some trees here. Have some fun with it, man. There we go. This is going to be my statement, where this light's shining on the road and the light coming through, that's what I want to say. And the sky behind it peeking through. Boom, that's the whole point of this painting. Right? That's what I want it to be. That's my concept. So now, just figuring out where the light areas are going to be, and I'm just leaving them white for the most part. Okay, that's enough. What do you guys think? Masterpiece? Done? Yeah? Okay. Alright, I'll call it a day. Just kidding. I don't use any medium for my oil paints. I just use paint. I just use paint. Yeah, they don't have time to enjoy the things that they work for. It's kind of ironic, right? It's like, you know, you buy a car to get to the job. You go to the job to pay off your car and to pay off your house, although you don't spend a lot of time at your house. So why do you have the job? Oh, because you have to pay for the house. And it's like, what? And it's a crazy system. But I mean, we're all stuck in it, unless you're very blessed and fortunate. But most of us aren't. All right, so where do I start on this painting? Let's see. I'm going to start out with the darkest darks, and I'm really going to simplify this scene because it's going to be epic, hopefully. So I already have a really dark mixture. Actually, it's the only mixture I have mixed up here anymore. So I'm going to use this really dark. I'm actually going to put a little touch of white in it so that I can go even darker if I want to. Just keep that range of values open for me. So darkest dark. All right here, boom, that's going to be dark. And this side's going to be pretty dark. All the way up here. Some dark up here. And that's like a dark green up there, so. So I just start out with the darks, and then I just slowly start working my way up to the lights, and that's when the painting will reveal itself to me. See how I do that? You know what I mean? I just let it come out. I get the conditions right, and then I just let it show itself if it wants. Sometimes it doesn't like to. And that's a failed painting, but it's not always the case. So around where the sun is, I'm just warming it up a little bit. It's probably hard to see. This laptop camera is really not that great, but what can I do? What can I do? So I'm just warming it up, adding like more yellows and reds right around here, because that's what I kind of see on the photo. And then elsewhere is going to be dark. Still look like a mess or a masterpiece? I think it's getting closer to, I'm not sure. Really not sure. So we're gonna need a cool green. You know how to mix up a cool green, right? Same as any other color, red, yellow, blue. Just in different amounts. Always use red, yellow, blue for every mixture. That's what I do. Except for like the really bright highlights, you know, those don't have to be as in harmony. You know, they can just kind of sing. These cool green back here for the hedges. And some of the houses are going to be a tan color. A dark tan. And the roof of the houses are kind of like this reddish, pinkish, grayish color. So back there. Like I said, I'm not getting real detailed about it back there. I really want the light to be the focal area. Oh, it looks like need some more dark color. And that's going to be back here if it's really dark. There. Now when things start getting closer around where this light is, everything's going to have more like yellow in it and stuff. And I'm going to add that just here shortly. There's a lot of like green leaves in the shadow over here. And then on the top, there's a little bit, as they go down closer and closer, they get like more yellow. Oh yeah, look at this. It looks crazy, doesn't it? Nobody, it probably is like, everybody's probably thinking, how is this going to work? How, like, look at that. That's horrible. How is this going to look like anything? I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if I can do it. Yeah, go ahead, promote my live video. I don't care, dude. Thank you, I'd appreciate it if you want more people to watch. Still needs a little something, yeah. Yeah, it needs a lot of something. Okay, what I really like about this photo is that the orange, you have the orange from the sunset, the orange and the yellows, and then you have that purple street, that purple shadow. I mean, that's, and then the greens, like the orange, green, and purple, that's a really cool color scheme. And it just naturally happens, and that's why it works. I got a hair on me. No. Here we don't. Okay. What color should the sky be? It looks like white in this, but I know it's not. It wasn't really like that. It's going to be the difficult part. I'm going to keep going on the foreground and stuff, though. And there's actually, check it out, I'm going to make some green here. There's some light shining back here. On these yards, I'm going to have to figure that out. I may have the values all wrong. We'll see. I'm feeling pretty confident about this one though. I'm feeling pretty good. These are the bushes up near the houses and stuff. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this one. So I'm gonna do the street now. See if I can get a nice color on that street. So it's more of a dark blue, gray. It's really tough to get. See if that's it. Oh yeah, that's it. That is it, I think. I love that. You guys will see here shortly when I finish this. I think it's gonna really look cool. Gotta stay positive. I think I can do this. I never even thought I'd be painting this photo, but it works. It works as a cool photo to use. That's for sure. As it's going back here, I'm just lighting it up a little more yellow, but I'm still like trying to paint the shadow areas of the road. Okay, it's getting tough now. So now I got to kind of be careful, but I know the lights are going to go on there, the main areas. So now, into a brown shadow over here. It's more of this like tan shadow, more reds and yellows for the sand and dirt there. Now right now I'm focusing on major shapes, so there's still going to be a lot of details that need to go into this, like the trees and everything. But right now this is major shapes is what I'm working on. Simplifying. Okay, canvas is almost covered. Just need to put in the sky a little bit, break up this big solid mass over here. I think it's going to be mostly like a yellow sky. More yellow golden down here. Slowly work my way up to blue, like a sunset. Pretty sure that's how it was. I've been watching it the last week, so should know it. Yeah, I could leave the houses out altogether, yeah. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. Not 100% sure. I'm start adding in the light areas and see where my values are. Mixing up some color. Oh yeah, this will be moment of truth right here, moment of truth. Okay, we'll see. Keep it going, keep it going. More like moments of truth. It'll take a minute for you to figure this out, see if this is right. See how I slowed down now? This is the important part. This is the critical area. Need to fill in all this white. It's kind of throwing me off. I can go back and touch up all that with the trees and stuff, no big deal. But all these little white dots gotta fill in. Bugging me. I'm gonna step back for a second, take a look at it. Alright, so it's getting somewhere. Now it just needs that level of detail that I was talking about earlier to really make it, bring it up to the next level. It's gonna look different than the photo, you know what I mean? But I think it's gonna look cool. I did this painting on a live stream a few weeks ago. I'm gonna have this near me just as a guide for my colors and like values and stuff, because it's kind of the same lighting. So that way I can see if I'm getting like too bright, too warm, too this, too that. Yeah, it'll be up on YouTube later. No worries. Okay, so what I'm feeling is I need to make it warmer. Not just lighter, but warmer. That's the importance of color temperature. Trying to see if I can get that light to show up. The sky is going to be the color of the sky. It's going to be sunset sky. It's going to be a mixture of blue, green, yellow, oranges. I mean, it's mostly in here. Back here, it's kind of orange color of the sun and color of this light, and then it's slowly getting up to blue. I'm gonna have to lighten this up a little bit, but yeah, I mean, just keep it simple. That's my mantra right now. Just keep it simple. I got rid of those houses. Just kind of made it a mass of trees right now, but I'm gonna cut back into it with some of the blue sky, blue, orangey, green sky. You know, some people say, you know, watch your sky, don't make it green with like the yellows and blues, but if you ever watch the sunset and really pay attention to it, there actually is green in it. We're getting close here, I think. I think I'm getting close. It's interesting. It's getting closer to what I want every minute. So it's just trying to make it look like what it really is. The challenging part. My main problem is this over here, so cool. To come across correctly is just taking a little more patience and getting kind of the foliage to separate from the sky and like just getting that whole area to work. And I may need to actually darken the foliage a little bit to get that to work, but for the most part, it's getting close. It's getting close to what I want. I need the upright trees. That's going to separate. It's going to help bring a little more of what I'm looking for. And there's so many little hairs and stuff in my paintbrushes and stuff today. It's all cat hair. I don't know what the deal is. I didn't wipe off my palette before I put all the paint on. That's annoying. Let's see if I darken this down a little bit more. So I've been working with the light areas. Now I need to just darken everything down again a bit. And Looking good, looking good. I think I need probably a little more highlights here and there. Some upright trees. And then we'll go from there. Almost done here. Yeah, this painting needs a lot of love, but it's a cool scene, so I really want it to look right. And, you know. And sometimes you just have to tweak things to get it to come across. There, that adds a little more to it, just with those single branches. I don't even know why I'm using this big brush for this, but that's okay. Try to be versatile with everything, you know. Versatile. Yeah, a lot going on back here. All these branches and stuff. But I do want it to look realistic-ish. Yeah, if you can clean it while the paint's still wet, I just get a one of these razor blade scraper. You can scrape up all the paint, and rubbing alcohol, you can leave that on there. You can put a little bit on there, drizzle it on if the paint's dry. Rubbing alcohol will clean this off really easily. Just be sure not to inhale too much because it'll give you a headache. Yeah, the light on this, it's weird. Like, you know, everything, it changes. Yeah, it's weird, but it is getting pretty dark and stuff. But I'll show it to you in just a second. I'm almost done with it. I want to get a little more separation back here of sky and foliage. So I want to try to get that going, and then it'll pretty much be done. Like, I don't want to mess with it much more. And probably a little more highlights. And then I'll show you like a full view of it close up and everything. But I like this one. It's pretty interesting. It definitely looks different. Like it looks like it's almost like a street light instead of the sun. But it's still a cool look. I think it's still an interesting painting, and I like it. It's cool. I probably have a little too much light right here, but whatever, bro. Whatever. It's not going to be perfect, you know. I want to get a little bit more light on this tree here because I know there is more light on it. Not that much. There's like some reflected light on it, on these trees. It just kind of brings it out from the background a little bit more, which is kind of what I want. So that's what I'm going to do. I do what I want. And there's more light on the ground here, which will separate the trees from the ground, and that's what I want as well. So that's going to help. More reflected lights, kind of real subtle. I think I know something that's going to help it a little bit. I just saw it. Right there. Oh boy. Okay, what was I doing? Sky and foliage. Right, right. Like a light. Should be really bright, but warm as well. Right. That does it, huh? Values are just off a bit. What am I doing? What the heck? What do you guys think? Oh man, got paint on my touchpad. Getting paint off the brushes. I'll show you guys what's good. If you want to clean paint off your brushes, any kind of paint, any brushes, you get this stuff. The Masters Brush Cleaner and Preserver. Masters Brush Cleaner and Preserver. It's just a hard, you get your paint, you get the brush wet. It works with paint that's dried in the brush. You get it wet and then you scrub it in there and it slowly just softens it. It makes your brushes like new again. So check that out if you want to. That stuff's really good. That stuff's really good. You guys want to see a close-up of this? I think it came out okay. Maybe not as colorful as I'd hoped. I put a little too much white in everything. I was really struggling with values today. I haven't painted in a few weeks, so I've just been, my values are really off, I can tell, today. But it's not a bad effort, I don't think. And this light is shining right in my face up here, so I don't think that's helping because it's just does not help. Then you guys can't see what I'm doing, so it's kind of tricky to get the lighting right. Oh, almost dropped it. Do that every time. There it is. Right, hold on. Let me get rid of this photo. There you go. I guess that's better than all the darkness you guys have been seeing. I have an idea for my next painting streams. I'll actually turn this the opposite way because I have a bunch of natural light coming through that way, and I'll have the natural light shine onto this. That way you'll see it more like that. It'll be brighter. So it's a little busy. You know, I could probably like tone it down a little bit. But there you go. So there's that one. For anyone that tuned in late, I'll show you the paintings I did just 2 hours ago and an hour ago. So I did this one, cloud studies. And I did this one, cloud study. There's this one again. I think a lot of the foliage is kind of weird back in here, but whatever. I'll fix it later, or I won't fix it. I could probably, if I painted this one again, I could probably paint it better. But that's how it goes sometimes. You know, they're not always going to turn out the way you want it, or as perfect as you think they're going to be. You know, I was really hyped up about that one in the beginning. Oh, I was really excited about that one, and it didn't turn out as epic as I had hoped, but what are you going to do? Can't cry about it, you know what I mean? So, just gotta, I'll evaluate it later and see what I could do with it or should have done with it, and you know, I'll set it to some of my other paintings and see, like, okay, what's the difference here? Why isn't this one as good as these other ones? And try to bring it up to that level of the other ones. You know, one of my favorites was this one that I did a few weeks ago, and the reason, you know, just looking at these two, I just cleaned my hands off too. Just cleaned my hands off, and now I'm getting them all dirty again. So seeing them like side by side, you know, why do I like the bottom one better? Or the one to, you know, why do I like this one better? Is it because there's more darkness in it? You know, there's more color in it? You know, is the brushwork better? You know, they're two different scenes, but they're very similar in like the lighting situation. So it's just trying to determine like what is, you know, this one definitely has a little bit more color. This one has more white in it, and that was my mistake with the values. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys out in some way, just seeing those two and just getting an idea of comparing your good work to the work you're doing now and seeing, is the work I'm doing now, is it as good as the good work that I did? And if it is, great. If not, why isn't it? So thanks for tuning in, guys, and thanks for the suggestions for those paintings. It was a lot of fun, even though it was a struggle. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any recommendations for future videos that you'd like to see, I'm up for any suggestions, and I'll take note of them and see what I can do, whether it be live stream or just regular videos. I like making regular videos too. So. Just reading the comments here. Yeah, it just gives more interest, you know, the dappled light. Yeah, I mean, it all depends, you know. It's a lot of different things to consider, but it was a good effort, I think, the one I did today. It's not like my greatest work, but I think it could have gone way worse than it did. I think I saved it a lot. So. you have a drawing videos, like what kind of drawing videos? The last two I made are kind of all over the place. I want to make them a little bit better, but yeah, I still got a little bit of time here. I got probably like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So if you guys just want to ask me any questions, I'll answer them. If you want to talk, um, so anyway. Anyway, I appreciate you guys checking in and stuff. It's been fun. Yeah, it had a little bit of buildings. The second cloud city. Yeah, it has some buildings, but it wasn't like the buildings were just like a supporting factor to the clouds. Like I just needed the darkness in the buildings to get the values correct in the clouds because I was kind of struggling with it. But this one came out pretty great, I think. It's from Tacoma, Washington. So just a suggestion of buildings, you know what I mean? Um, Thanks, Chelsea. Glad you liked the videos. All right, take it easy, Clyde. Thanks for checking in. I hope the painting turned out all right for you. I mean, you suggested that one, so I hope I did it some kind of justice, you know. So anyway, thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. Do I eat spaghetti squash? From time to time. My girlfriend eats it more than I do. I'm not really into spaghetti and pasta and stuff, so like spaghetti squash is kind of weird for me. But yeah, it's not bad. I don't think it's bad at all. I'll eat it. It's just not something that I do all the time, really. It's a every once in a while thing. Do you have any advice on how to start specific drawings? Like what part of the drawing do you focus on before adding other details? Yeah, you know, that's a tough thing. And it's just like my paintings. Like I do it by feeling. Like where to start on the drawing is like, you know, it's up to you. I try to simplify everything. I focus on the major shapes and I make sure that it'll fit on the canvas or the paper, whatever I'm using. I make sure that what I'm drawing is going to fit on everything. I don't want to start on one area, get all detailed, and then realize, I did this as a kid all the time. I would start drawing and get real detailed, commit all my lines, and then I'd get out to like, if I'm drawing like a cat or something, I'd get out to the tail or the back leg or something and it would run off the page. So you don't want that to happen. So yeah, I start out with like large shapes. I do all the large shapes and then I just slowly start working in. It's all by feeling. It's just, there's no right or wrong way to do it. But usually adding details before you've kind of figure out the whole thing as a whole, you don't really want to start adding details, usually. I've been painting since 2010, 2009, 2010, so like 6 years. But I started out with watercolor for like a year and a half. Then I went to acrylics for 3 to 4 years, and I've been with oils for a year. So I haven't had a lot of experience like plein air painting or painting with oils and stuff. So it's just kind of been a crazy journey that I've been on, just trying out all these different things and just moving to what I like the best and figuring things out for myself as my own artist. Andy, you missed it. Yeah, I did some cloud studies. I did 2 of those. I hope they help you in some way, man. It's just working those, you know, the values. and getting those correct. That's going to be the toughest thing for like clouds. Same thing for like flowers. Like clouds and flowers are like a real challenge for me. Getting that chroma correct and getting the values and the color temperature, getting that all working out is really tough. And just today I've been struggling with values. I haven't done any painting in a few weeks, so it's been, I've been just, I don't know, I've been just crazy. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Any advice on how to achieve more unity? Yeah, of course. For example, in some parts of my paintings, I leave it smooth, then others very brushy. Yeah, you know, that's tough. That's something that I just struggled with in that last painting. Unity, getting the unity, one of the big things is color harmony. People don't understand that, and it's very simple. If you get a little bit of gray, basically what you do is, for color harmony, getting a unity in the color is, let me show you a great example of that in a painting. This is one of my favorite paintings. This is one of my favorite paintings that I've done, and I just really like the brush work of it, and you know, just all the little bits in here, little bits, you know, everywhere. I kind of have little tiny things going on, but then I have, you know, there's a rest. This whole area of this path is very flat, very just, you know, a few strokes in there, but you know, and the sky has some strokes, but it's not as busy as these other areas, but it still works as a whole. So having those areas of like very brushy and then smooth can work. It's just making it look natural and making it look, you know, things smooth where they need to be smooth. This pathway isn't made up of like pebbles and stuff and stones. It's a flat asphalt paveway, so I had to make it kind of look like that. Same with the grass. There's some areas of where, like, you know, there's bushes on the side here and some brush strokes, but for the most part it's very all blended together for the most part. And then up here it's just, you know, little dabs a bit here and there. So playing around with that is going to be, you know, it's challenging. This painting is really challenging for me. But getting back to the color harmony, the sky, this orange color, this dark color, this green, this pathway, this red, dark red over here, all these colors have every color in them. So I used red, yellow, and blue and white for every mixture. Even the dark mixture has a little bit of white in it. And that just makes it to where I can go even darker if I really wanted to. I can get really dark. Right here is probably the darkest area. It's a little bit dark there, and down here and stuff. But I can go darker if I want to, but the sky has red, yellow, and blue in it. This orange has red, yellow, and blue. The green has red, yellow, and blue. This gray, red, yellow, and blue, obviously. The reds, red, yellow, and blue. Everything is red, yellow, and blue. And it creates this unity, this harmony. And if I were to throw up like just ultramarine and white on here, it would look really saturated. So everything is, when you do that, everything is grayed down. It's neutral. It's subdued. So little bits in here, I've made it warmer. You can add a little more chroma, a little more saturation where you need, where you want to, where you want your focal area to be. And you can kind of bump that up. But the more you have it like in other places, it's going to harmonize. Like if I just had this tree being orange and I didn't have little bits of orange other places, it might not look as harmonized. But since I have the light shining over here, light shining over here, so it kind of all goes together. So I hope that makes sense. Hope to help you in some way. I gotta get going here soon. So I hope that makes sense with like unity, like overall, just like color harmony, unifying the whole thing with different brush strokes and just having an area of quietness, you know, against, you know, having the contrast, the battle between light and dark, smooth and brushy and all this stuff. That's what painting's all about, is balancing those relationships. Are you going to be continuing your how-to sketch videos. They really help me. Yeah, I will. I just did one yesterday. So I'm gonna keep pushing at them. If you have any advice, or not advice, if you have any suggestions for future videos that you'd like me to do, let me know and I will do them. Which painting medium is your favorite? Oil? I mean, are you talking about like the medium, like oils, acrylics, or watercolor? I like oils. That's what I'm using right now. That's my favorite out of all of them, I think. Any advice on how to avoid burnout? Yeah, actually. So, and this is something that I've struggled with in the past. So, getting burnt out on something, you obviously means you're doing it too much. So, try to think on how long you plan to do what you're going to do. So, if say you're going to the gym, or say you're going to do sketching every day, or drawing every day, or become an illustrator, whatever it is you want to do. But something good to think about is the gym, because I've tried working out in the past and I always get burnt out after a few weeks. It always happens. I can never figure out why. I lose motivation. I think it happens to a lot of people. So the thing to do is get a schedule down and do it for a week, and then ask yourself, can I do that for the next 10 years? Would I be able to handle that? Would I be able to keep doing this every day or every other day or however long you do it for the next 10 years, or for the rest of my life, for the next 5 years, however long it is? And see, is it realistic for you? Would you be able to keep that up? Like if you go to the gym every day of the week, 7 days of the week, would you be able to really do that for the next 10 years? I think a lot of people get burnt out. So you have to just start out slow. Go, okay, I'm going to do this 2 days a week and get it worked into my schedule a little bit better. Let me get used to it so it just becomes part of my schedule. And then, okay, I'll add another day, 3 days a week, 4 days a week. Try to keep a balance. You got to achieve this balance in life. Otherwise, you get burnt out on it. It's like eating this. If you eat the same thing every night for dinner, you're going to get sick of it eventually. It's not going to be your favorite thing anymore to eat. So I hope that helped in some way. And the last painting you did, how can you make sun rays sparkle? What do you mean? Like, yeah, I didn't really put the sun rays in there just because that wasn't actually how it was in real life. It was just because of the photograph. And I didn't really want it to look like a photograph. So, yeah, the sun rays, I mean, you could just get a thin brush and paint it up and then just blend it out a little bit. I mean, I could do that, but it's just not something. I don't really want that look of it. I just want, like, to make that be the light source. You'll know looking at it, it's the brightest thing on there, one of the warmest things on there. The sky could actually be much warmer, I think, and that's one of the things wrong with it. It looks more like a twilight type of painting, like there'd almost be like no sun in it. It almost looks like a street light that's shining down the street, but it's okay. I'm okay with that. So, yeah, I hope that helped you in some way. Thanks for the live stream video. I think it's helpful to see you work. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I hope people enjoy it. Hope it's not a boring video, but I'll do some more in the future when I have time. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Anyway, I got to get going, so thanks for tuning in, everyone, and thanks for all the questions and stuff. Look forward to making some more videos for you guys. And stay tuned for more drawing videos, painting videos, art videos, inspiration videos, adventure videos, everything, dude. I'm going to be doing it all. So be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Keep on painting. Don't get discouraged. Take care of yourself. Peace.